Derby County have once again been linked with acquiring the services of Charlton left-back Theirry Small. Now, this is a player who Derby County were linked with 12 months ago, and yet again, the link has come through. Now, last season, Theirry Small had an optional extension within his contract, and that was approved by Charlton Athletic, which meant that he stayed at the club, and despite links to the likes of Tottenham Hotspur and Derby County, he ended up staying in League One. Now, the 20-year-old left-back is from Solihull and has played for England's under-20s and is valued at around €500,000. But with his contract expiring in just a month's time, there is potential for this move to go down. Now, there has been no extension to Theirry Small's contract, which was discussed this time last year that Charlton were attempting to get that done. Which then obviously opens the door for clubs like Derby County to swoop in and potentially pick him up. Now, if we look at Derby's left-back options, we've got Callum Elder, Ben Osborne, and if Craig Forsyth re-signs, we've got Craig Forsyth as well. But ultimately, I think that Derby County need to be looking at that younger age bracket, and I think Theirry Small is a perfect opportunity to do that. Now, if we look at his season this year, he's played, 40-odd games, collecting two goals and 6 assists with over 3,000 minutes, which is really good for me because Derby County need consistency. They need players that are going to be able to play consistently. Craig Forsyth is coming towards the back end of his career, and although he played Saturday, Tuesday at the end of this season, I don't necessarily think that's something we can anticipate to happen consistently next year. Callum Elder's fitness has always been questionable, and I think having a player like Theirry Small, who's 20 years old, still developing and performing at a decent level in League One is a very, very good opportunity. Now, obviously, when we talk about Theirry Small, we have to acknowledge the caveat that Charlton Athletic are currently in the playoffs. They face up against Wycombe away from home on the 11th of May, which is 2 days from recording this video. I'm not sure which day you're going to be seeing this, so that game may have happened, and we may already have a decision on whether Theirry Small will be able to come to Derby or not. We all will have to wait and see what happens with that one. Now, if we look at the positions he's played all up the left-hand side and all down the right, and he has played as a centre-forward just once. 44 appearances at left-back, 11 goals, 5 assists. 39 in sort of a left wing-back role, 1 goal and 4 assists. 20 appearances in a right wing-back role, 2 goals and 2 assists. 4 at right wing, 2 at right-back, and 1 at centre-forward and left winger. Now, he's played for a range of different teams: Southampton, Everton, Port Vale, St Mirren and Charlton. And he's made a load of different appearances, 141 appearances. That does include the Under-18 Premier League and PL2, with 14 goals and 13 assists with 10,068 minutes. But he's played in a range of different competitions. He's played in League One, he's played in the Scottish Premiership, he's played in the EFL Trophy, FA Cup, he's played in the Scottish Premiership Top 6. And I think this opens the door for a good move for Derby County. Now, obviously, for Small to be the right player for Derby, what we've got to look at is he going to play consistently and can he get in this team? And what we have to discuss when we discuss that, it has to be Craig Forsyth. If Craig Forsyth returns for another season, it obviously lowers how much game time may be available, but it also means that Craig Forsyth may move into that centre-back position, which means he's only really competing with Callum Elder. I think Ben Osborne is definitely going to be a central midfielder next year, but obviously you lot can have your say down in the comments on that one. And I think Theirry Small, 20 years old, he's probably got 15 years left in his career, barring any major injuries, to replace a 36, 37-year-old Craig Forsyth, to compete with Callum Elder. I think it's an incredible deal, especially on a free transfer. If Derby County can get this one over the line, I won't be shocked. I think it'll be a smart move, and I think John Eustace is all about making smart moves. And for me, what is smarter than picking up a 20-year-old on a free transfer that's played, 50-odd games at League One level, 57 games at League One level, and being a really good performer? Is part of a Charlton team that's finished 4th behind Wrexham and Birmingham, and I think Wycombe are the team ahead of them. You can't really complain, can you? And obviously, the question has to be, when you're talking about Theirry Small, is he good enough for the Championship now? But I don't necessarily think we have to really worry about that, if I'm completely honest. I think what we have to worry about is, can he compete with Callum Elder? And my answer, I would say, is yes. Now, he's with an agency that is linked to Will Hughes. obviously completely irrelevant to Derby County, and also linked to former Derby County player Craig Fagan. Now, the thing which potentially takes Derby County maybe out of the running for this is if Birmingham want to get Theirry Small, their manager is within the same agency. Same with Swansea City. Obviously, the other clubs we don't have to worry about because I'm not too fussed about AFC Wimbledon. But it's obviously sort of that conversation where do we have any sort of conversations with agents that can sort of make that deal happen a bit quicker? And I think that that's always got to be a conversation you've got to have. Now, I don't think there's any Derby County players under the same agency, but it's always good to have the conversation. Actually, when we talk about Derby County players, I've just got it up on my screen now. Guess who is linked to the exact same agency as Theirry Small? None other than Mr. Derby County himself, Craig Forsyth. Now, if Derby County want to replace Forsyth, our two-touch agency, are they going to still renegotiate that contract? Are they going to do both in collaboration with each other, where you can have certain clauses in each contract to help Small get more game time? I don't know, but I think that's actually really interesting. I was just scrolling through on Transfer Market and up popped Craig Forsyth, which is obviously, it opens the door. In my opinion, that does open the door for Derby, because why? If you're Theirry Small, you can then have a conversation with Fozzie and go, what's the situation? What's the question? Are you getting a new contract? Am I going to get game time? Where are you looking at seeing yourself? And for me, I think Derby need to go and get Theirry Small. I think, do you know, I'm sold. Craig Forsyth's in the same agency. I'm sold. Get Craig Forsyth on a lifetime contract, player coach. Get Theirry Small, 3-year deal. Optional year at the end of that, where don't need to put release clauses in because at the minute is not necessarily a massive name in football. And if he's a massive performer for Derby, in a couple of years' time, we could make bank. And that is the conversation that we have to have. Is can Theirry Small step up and push Derby County to new levels? And I think if he can be fit and available for 40-odd games this season, and he can do it for Derby County next season, I think he'd become Derby's starting left-back over Callum Elder. Now, I'm not saying Callum Elder isn't good, because I like Callum Elder. I think he's had a decent season, especially under John Eustace. But I think we need more. And it's going to be interesting. Like, we're having this conversation. Realistically, we still don't know what formation we're going to play. And it felt the same last year when we was moving from League One to the Championship. We didn't know if Paul Warne was going to stick with the 3-4-3. We didn't know if he was going to play 3-5-2, 4-4-2. We didn't know what to expect. And the transfer window didn't really give us many ideas either, because it didn't really go well. Now, this summer window is going to give us a really good idea of what Eustace is trying to do. And if we're bringing in Theirry Small, we may be keeping that left wing back position, but he can also play left back. And I think it's a great move for Derby. Now, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Hit the like button as well. I'm sorry if in my season review and this video and the next couple of transfer videos, I'm a little bit groggy and I've got a cough sweet in my mouth. It's just, I'm a bit all over the place with illness, but I needed to get some videos out for you because I didn't want to wait. Now, obviously, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, let me know your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and push this video to brand new audiences.